Mark, can I be honest with you about something?
Of course, Sarah. What's on your mind?
I'm afraid to speak English.
Tell me more about that.
It's not just nervousness, it's real fear. My heart beats fast, my hands shake. Sometimes I can't breathe properly.
When does this happen?
Every time I need to speak English with someone, at the store, at work, even with friends who speak English.
Even with people you know?
Even with them, I know they won't judge me, but the fear is still there.
Sarah, I want you to know something important.
What?
What you're feeling is completely normal.
Really?
Really. I felt exactly the same way. So does almost every English learner.
But why? Why are we so afraid?
There are reasons. Let me explain what I learned about this fear.
Please, I need to understand it.
Fear of speaking a foreign language has a name. It's called foreign language anxiety.
There's an actual name for it?
Yes, researchers have studied this. It's a real psychological condition.
So I'm not just being weak or silly.
Not at all. Your brain is responding to a perceived threat.
A threat?
When you speak a foreign language, your brain sees it as risky. What if you make a mistake? What if people don't understand? What if they judge you?
Exactly. Those are my exact fears.
Your brain is trying to protect you from embarrassment. It's a survival instinct.
But speaking English won't actually hurt me.
Logically, no. But emotionally, your brain doesn't know that.
So how do I convince my brain?
That's what I want to teach you today. How to talk about this fear and how to manage it.
I'm ready to learn.
First, let's learn how to express these feelings in English, because talking about the fear actually helps reduce it.
Talking about it helps?
Yes, when you name your feelings, you gain power over them.
Okay, how do I express this in English?
Let me give you phrases you can actually use when you're feeling afraid.
I want to know these.
Phrase 1. I feel nervous about speaking English.
I feel nervous about speaking English.
Good. This is a gentle way to express it. Nervous is not too strong, not too weak.
When would I use this?
Use this when you're meeting someone new or starting a conversation. It explains why you might seem hesitant.
Okay, what's the next phrase?
Phrase 2. I'm afraid I might make mistakes.
I'm afraid I might make mistakes.
This is more specific. You're naming the exact fear.
And people understand this?
Most people are very understanding when you're honest like this.
What's phrase 3?
Speaking English makes me anxious.
Speaking English makes me anxious.
This one is stronger. Anxious shows more intensity than nervous.
When should I use anxious versus nervous?
Use nervous for mild worry. Use anxious when the feeling is stronger, more persistent.
I think mine is anxious, not just nervous.
That's okay. It's good to be accurate about your feelings.
What's phrase 4?
I get scared when I have to speak in front of people.
I get scared when I have to speak in front of people.
Scared is even stronger than anxious. This is for deep fear.
I definitely feel scared sometimes.
Many people do. There's no shame in that.
What's phrase 5?
I'm worried people will judge my English.
I'm worried people will judge my English.
This names a specific worry, the fear of judgment.
That's a big one for me.
It is for many learners. Let's practice these phrases. Everyone watching, Repeat with us.
I feel nervous about speaking English.
I'm afraid I might make mistakes.
Speaking English makes me anxious.
I get scared when I have to speak in front of people. Good practice. Let's continue. Now, let me teach you how to talk about why you feel this way.
The reasons behind the fear?
Exactly. Sometimes people will ask, "Why are you nervous?" You need words to explain.
What can I say?
You can say, "English is not my first language, so I worry about making mistakes."
That's clear.
Or you can say, "I don't get much practice speaking, so I feel uncertain."
I like that. I feel uncertain.
Another option. In my country, we focused on reading and writing, not speaking.
That's true for many of us.
Or you can be very direct. I'm afraid people will laugh at me if I say something wrong.
That's my biggest fear, actually.
I know, and it's a valid fear, because sometimes people do laugh.
Yes.
But here's what I learned. When you express this fear out loud, most kind people will reassure you.
They will?
Yes, they'll say things like, "Don't worry, I won't laugh," or "Take your time, I'm patient."
Just by being honest about my fear?
Just by being honest. Vulnerability often brings out kindness in others.
I never thought of it that way.
Now, let me teach you how to talk about what helps you feel less afraid.
What helps?
You can say, "It helps when people speak slowly and clearly."
That's true. Slow speech helps me understand and respond.
Or, "I feel more comfortable when people are patient with me."
Yes, patience makes a huge difference.
Another one. "I'm more confident when I practice with supportive people."
Supportive people, not critical people.
Exactly. You're telling others what kind of environment you need.
This is really helpful.
You can also say, "I'm working on building my confidence."
That shows I'm trying to improve.
Yes, it shows self-awareness and effort.
What if someone is impatient with me?
Then you can say, "I'm doing my best. Please be patient."
Can I really say that?
Absolutely. You have the right to ask for patience.
That feels empowering.
It is. You're advocating for yourself.
Mark, can I ask you something personal?
Of course.
Do you still feel afraid sometimes?
Yes, sometimes. I still do.
Really? Even now?
Even now. Not as often and not as intensely, but the fear hasn't completely disappeared.
So it doesn't go away completely?
For most people, no. But it becomes manageable. You learn to function despite the fear.
How do you manage it?
I use self-talk. I talk to myself, in my head.
What do you say?
I say things like, "It's okay to be nervous. Everyone feels this way sometimes."
You reassure yourself?
Yes. Or I say, "Even if I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world."
Putting it in perspective.
Exactly. I also remind myself, "I've done this before. I can do it again."
Drawing on past success.
Right. These little phrases calm my nervous system.
Can you teach me more self-talk phrases?
Sure. Say to yourself, "My English doesn't have to be perfect."
My English doesn't have to be perfect.
Making mistakes is part of learning.
Making mistakes is part of learning.
I'm braver than I think I am.
I'm braver than I think I am.
Every conversation is practice.
Every conversation is practice.
These phrases can become your internal support system.
Let's practice more sentences.
I feel anxious, but I can do this.
My fear is normal and valid.
I'm learning to speak despite my fear.
I deserve patience and kindness.
Good.
Mark, what about physical symptoms? My hands shake, my voice trembles.
Those are very common with anxiety.
How do I explain that to people?
You can say, I'm sorry if my hands are shaking. I get nervous when speaking English.
Just acknowledge it directly?
Yes, most people will be understanding.
What if my voice shakes?
You can say, please excuse my shaky voice. I'm a bit anxious.
And they won't judge me?
Kind people won't, and unkind people's opinions don't matter.
That's true.
You can also say, I'm working on my confidence, so please bear with me.
Bear with me means be patient with me?
Exactly. It's a polite way to ask for understanding.
I like that phrase.
Another physical symptom people experience is going blank. Your mind suddenly empties.
That happens to me all the time.
You can say, I'm sorry, I just went blank. Can you give me a moment?
I can ask for a moment?
Absolutely. Take a breath, collect your thoughts.
What if I can't find the right word?
Say, I'm trying to think of the right word. Can you help me?
Asking for help is okay?
It's completely okay. In fact, it keeps the conversation going.
I always thought asking for help showed weakness.
No, asking for help shows self-awareness and courage.
This is changing how I think about everything.
Good. That's the goal.
How do I talk about my progress? Like if I'm getting better, but still afraid?
You can say, I'm making progress, but I still get nervous.
That's honest.
Or, my English is improving, but I still lack confidence sometimes.
It's okay to acknowledge both progress and ongoing fear.
Yes, it's realistic. Growth isn't linear.
What else can I say?
You can say, I'm more comfortable than I used to be, but I still have moments of fear.
That's exactly how I feel.
Or, I'm learning to speak despite my anxiety.
Despite my anxiety, not without it.
Exactly. You don't have to wait until the fear is gone to speak.
I can be afraid and still do it.
That's courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action despite fear.
I needed to hear that.
Many people do.
What if someone asks, "Why are you so nervous? Your English is good."
You can say, thank you, but I still feel anxious. It's not about my skill level, it's about my comfort level.
Separating skill from comfort.
Right. You can be skilled and still anxious.
That makes sense.
Or you can say, I appreciate that. I'm working on feeling as confident as I sound.
That's a nice way to put it.
It acknowledges their compliment while being honest about your feelings.
I like that balance.
Let's review vocabulary now.
Word 1. Anxious, worried, or nervous. I feel anxious about speaking English.
Word 2. Nervous, slightly worried or uncomfortable. I get nervous before presentations.
Word 3. Scared, frightened, or afraid. I'm scared of making mistakes.
Word 4. Uncertain, not sure or confident. I feel uncertain about my pronunciation.
Word 5. Vulnerable, exposed, or open to being hurt. Being honest about my fear makes me feel vulnerable.
Word 6. Reassure, to comfort or remove doubts. Please reassure me that you won't judge my English.
Useful phrases.
Phrase 1.
Bear with me. Please be patient with me. I'm learning. Please bear with me.
Phrase 2. Go blank. When your mind suddenly empties. Sorry, my mind just went blank.
Phrase 3. Work on. To try to improve something. I'm working on my confidence.
Phrase 4. Despite. In spite of, regardless of. I speak English despite my fear.
Practice questions.
Question 1. How do you feel when you need to speak English? Use one of the phrases we learned.
Question 2. What physical symptoms do you experience? Shaking hands? Fast heartbeat?
Question 3. What helps you feel less afraid? Patient people? Slow speech?
Question 4. What will you say to yourself next time you feel scared?
Good questions.
Sarah, how do you feel after this conversation?
Better. I have words now. Words to express what I'm feeling.
That's powerful.
I also understand that my fear is normal,
Completely normal.
and I don't have to wait until the fear is gone to speak.
Never wait. Speak now, afraid or not.
I can be afraid and brave at the same time.
That's exactly right.
Everyone watching, if you feel afraid to speak English, you're not alone.
Millions of learners feel exactly the same way.
Use the phrases we taught you today. Tell people how you feel.
I feel nervous. Please be patient with me.
I'm afraid of making mistakes, but I'm trying.
Speaking English makes me anxious, but I'm working on it.
Being honest about your fear is the first step to managing it.
Name the fear. Talk about the fear. Then speak anyway.
Your fear is valid. Your courage is real.
Keep speaking. Keep trying. Keep growing.
We believe in you.
You can do this.
See you next time.
Keep speaking despite the fear.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.